Hey everyone, this is Jesus Figueroa at ThisFunktional of ThisFunktional.com, and today let's talk the Queen Mary's Dark Harbor, the Spirit Rise. The Queen Mary's Dark Harbor returns to Long Beach for the 2024 Halloween season. After a multi-year hiatus, the notorious haunted Queen Mary brings back fan favorite Halloween event. Dark Harbor is a massive Halloween festival that takes place on the Queen Mary and the surrounding harbor. This year's event will feature haunted mazes, live entertainment, theme bars and lounges, experiences on board the ship, festive eats and treats, and of course, the return of well-known iconic characters. I'll be sharing with you my rating of the event and what I think you should do in order to get through most of the mazes, if not all of them, by the end of your day. I do recommend the VIP pass because for me, I thought that it helped to get through the lines quicker, and also you might want to do some of these mazes multiple times because they do. Some of these mazes do have multiple paths to get through them, and you might want to experience them all. So first of all, I think in the beginning you should visit Lady Mabel's astrology reading for some clues about the night's hidden speakeasies. Lady Mabel will be available until 11 p.m., so you don't have to do it right away. But I think if you want to go to Speakeasy, which I do recommend, you should talk to Lady Mabel. After that, at 8 p.m., I got to experience the Maiden Voyage launch party, which introduced us to all the ghosts that return for the Dark Harbor, and it was pretty cool. It was a nice way to start things off, and it really gets you in the mood to go through these mazes and find out what is going on. The first maze I think you should go through is definitely Breakout. Breakout is that first maze that comes out right as you enter the actual park. It's a good maze, it's fun maze, it's a long maze. It might be between 12 to 15-minute walk. Um, it's very enjoyable walk too. The atmosphere there is awesome. It's creepy. It uses a lot of the scenery that's already there. There isn't too many scare actors inside this maze, but I don't think it's needed. It's creepy as is. It's an enjoyable walk. But what I think really did make this maze is that ending to it. The ending really gets you, and I think you'll enjoy it. That's why I think this maze is probably 5 out of 5. It's not my favorite of the night, but it's definitely up there. It will definitely be one of the points of enjoyment for this year's haunted Dark Harbor. Feast is the second one I would suggest. Feast is an awesome maze. It's about a 9-minute walk and crawl. That's the best part of it through the entire maze. With some of the scare actors that do jump out, they also help guide you through the entire thing. So it's a fun little thing. Crawling through the corridor was awesome. The that was unexpected for me for this maze, but I was hoping that some of these mazes would have more of a immersive quality like this. Uh, the maze goes inside the ship, and I think that it uses the ship's natural atmosphere to enhance the dread. It is really dark, but it's not disorienting. You can still make your way through it. Uh, this maze is cool because it leads you to Spirits of the Dark, which is an exhibit which features background stories about all the ghosts that have risen in the Queen Mary for this Dark Harbor experience. And also takes you to Lady Mabel's The Summoning of Samuel. The Summoning of Samuel is a short and scary immersive show that takes place mostly in the dark. uh, for
I
me,
find
it was
children to laugh and
incredible.
pretend
I
on
think
you.
it's a
Like,
4 out of 5 for the shows.
yeah!
It's kind of short for my liking. But if it was a little bit longer, I think it definitely would have gotten a 5 out of 5. It uses a lot of dark and silence and loud noises in a fascinating way. It tells a good story. It really is something that adds to the experience of going to the Queen Mary's Dark Harbor. But aside from that, going to the Infirmary maze was pretty cool. It's a 4 out of 5 for me. It's also very immersive and interactive. It's about a 9 minute walk through. It's a fun maze. There's a lot of hospital noises, which to me, I'm not a big fan of hospitals. They creep me out for that reason. I think those little elements of hospital noise, it just gets you in a whole different mindset. It has a lot of animatronics and scare actor combinations. So that's pretty cool because you don't know what's gonna move, what's gonna pop out at you, how are you gonna get scared. With the creepy noises, you don't know where a lot of these noises are coming from. You just know that they're there, and it helps you really get into the mood for this. Once again, this maze is very dark, but it does not disorient you. You're able to see which way to go. There should be no reason you should get lost in this maze. It's a good walk. It's fun. It's scary. You'll enjoy this one too. Then next one is Lullaby. It's for me, this one is a 5 out of 5. Once again, it's not my favorite, but it's up there. It's one of the top three that I think everybody should go through. This one uses the story of the ghost of a little girl that drowned in the pool at the Queen Mary. They call her Mary, which I guess goes with the boat. But this entire thing like is very water oriented and swimming pool oriented. There's a lot of audio which is childish, kind of, but it's yet still very creepy. Everybody's asking, every all the scare actors are asking you if you're there to play with Mary, which is kind of creepy on its own. The scare actors are all over the place and they can come out of nowhere at times. I think there was a couple of times where I was like, where were they hiding? I had no idea. They weren't behind a wall. They were just somewhere off out of sight that I really could not figure out where they came from. It has a fantastic use of the ambience of the ship and it uses its large spaces in very creative ways. Definitely got me to jump a couple of times. I enjoy being scared, so I was very happy with this. And the final maze, the Big Top Terror, that's a fantastic maze once again. It's a carnival scene which is just creepy on its own. But then you have the use of mini scare actors that interact with people. I think that's one of the things I really enjoyed about Dark Harbor, the fact that these scare actors weren't just walking around like popping out at people, trying to scare easy scares. They were interacting with audiences, and the ones here in the top terror, they would guide you through different paths, which is one of the reasons I think some people will want to do this maze a couple of times. Um, but yeah, like it's awesome to have them not just go after people who are plain and simple, already scared, just walking through it. They interacted with me several times, which I thought was really cool. They got up really close and it's just a different experience when you're actually having people interact with you. It could be more than just creepy clowns in this carnival, but it's not a bad thing that it is just creepy clowns. I mean, the fear of clowns is something that's big. This is a 5 out of 5. It's my favorite maze of it out of all of them because it has one of my favorite things, which is a hall of mirrors. It's fun, it's disorienting. There's people popping out and scaring you, and at points pointing you in the right direction if you're taking too long to get through the hall of mirrors, which it's not a very big hall of mirrors, so it shouldn't be too much. But at the end of that, if you don't want to see any of the shows, this one will leave you right there by the exit. So it's an easy, this path goes from the entrance all the way to the exit, which are in different directions. So that will leave you at that. But if you want to stick around for the shows, the fire and aerial show has several showings on the fire stage. For me, it's a 3 out of 5. I've seen a lot of these fire and aerial shows before, and this is just a classic show. It wouldn't hurt to be a little bit longer, but I understand like a lot of these are very intensive performances. For me as well, if it had something to make it stand out more, it would be a lot better. But it is a nice addition to everything that goes on in Dark Harbor. Next is the Slider Show. There's only two shows in the Seaside Village, but it is a 4 out of 5 for me. It's always impressive to me when these scare actors, sliders, engage with the audience, and they tend to do that a lot. The tricks aren't like the most flashy, but they're entertaining, and they're in the entranceway, which is really cool to me because they interact with you just as you come into the Dark Harbor area. The final voyage in the shipyard at the end of the night was a good way to end the night. It brought back everything, closed it. You felt like your evening is done. So if you could stick around through this well, I stuck around through this entire thing, and it was awesome. The hidden speakeasies. You if you purchase one of the mystic tokens for the hidden speakeasies, you would need to find these secret hidden bars inside and around the haunted attraction. I highly recommend doing this. It's a good place to grab your drink. It's a good place to just take a break in the middle of going through all this. So I highly recommend finding a speakeasy to get beverages and to hang out with your group for a little bit and relax before heading back out there. Uh, the the Queen Mary's Dark Harbor, The Spirits Rise runs in select nights through Saturday, November 2nd. For more information, visit darkharborhalloween.com and follow along on their Instagram and Facebook. For me, you can find more of my stuff at thisfunktional.com. Follow me on social media at dysfunctional on Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat, TikTok, and check out more of my videos on youtube.com/dysfunctional. Thanks for your time and have a good one.